Good evening, and I'm delighted to be in the company of Tamworth FC's new General Manager Rich Wassall. So first of all, Rich, congratulations on the role.
Right, thank you very much.
So tell us, how did the opportunity arise, Rich?
So I've been around the club for a couple of years now, working part-time with the academy. Last year took the role as academy manager and community manager, so working closely with a lot of the other full-time staff, George being one of them. And when I heard rumours that he was leaving, I just said to the chairman, I'd be interested in learning that side of the club. Little did I know, a couple of weeks down the line I'd get offered it. So it was a bit of a shock, but no, it was a positive one.
It certainly seems so. You've had a really good response from the fans so far, and they appreciate how open you've been, which is great. We'll come on to that a little bit later. What was the first thing? We did ask on social media for a few questions from fans, and one of the ones that came up a few times was, what was the first thing you needed to do or try to change really when you took on the role?
I think for me, just almost having that modern touch to the club. So for a large period of time, it was just the first team. There's obviously been the growth and the expansion of the academy in the 21s and the success of that. So we're on the verge of securing our chart standard, which will be obviously a massive positive for us. Obviously the addition of the girls teams, I think the women's game's growing massively, and people have seen the photos of the first aid room and the offices at the moment, and we're going to get a nice new carpet in the sponsors lounge as well before the season starts.
Lovely. Tell us a little bit more, if you wouldn't mind, about the chartered standard.
So the charter standard, a lot of the leagues now, so a lot of the junior leagues, you have to be a charter standard club. It basically means you've got all the respect policies in place, all your rules and regulations, all your staff are qualified to a certain sort of criteria. We've not been far off it, but it's just not officially been a box that's been ticked off. So.
Okay. So some of the opinions, should we say, around the club have been that the only slight negative, Rich, is that perhaps you haven't quite got the experience to take on such a big role. But maybe if you could tell us a little bit about yourself, your background really, from growing up and before you came into this role, that would help.
Yeah, growing up, I'm a local lad. I went to Larkhall, Flaxhill and Rawlett. Had numerous jobs. I've always wanted to work in football. My coach when I was playing for St John's under 18s actually put me on my level 1 course. So that sort of put my foot in the door in terms of that. Worked with Aston Villa in the community, numerous other organisations, sales, warehouse work, everything, you sort of name it. But I always want to push myself and learn as much as I can. And do as much as I can in that sense. I was lucky enough to be offered the academy manager role last year, so again another role that I didn't have any experience in, but I'm willing to work hard and willing to do what it takes to learn and succeed. And I think you look on the pitch, you've only got to look at Smudge and Andrew, who if we're looking at experience, don't have that in terms of the first team, and there's a lot of success at the back end of last year, so hopefully I can sort of emulate that from behind the scenes.
It's clear to see that you're very open with people, as we touched on a minute ago, which is something that is really appreciated already by the fans. And would you say you're a people person? Does it come naturally to you, Rich? Yeah,
I'm more than happy to to be open with everyone really. There's obviously certain things that I can't say, like ongoing negotiations and that sort of stuff. But no, anything that I can share, I will share. We all want the same thing at the end of the day, don't we? We all want the first team to succeed. We all want the club to grow and everything else like that. So, we're all on the same page in that sense. And I think, the fans are, a key, if not the most important part of the club. Without the fans, the club doesn't run.
I think that answer will tick a lot of boxes with a lot of people, Rich, to be fair. What do you make of the support that you've received personally so far since taking on the role?
Really positive. Fans have been great. The rest of the coaching staff have been great. Parents from the academy, you know, the board of directors, everything's been fantastic. I wasn't expecting too many positives in that sense. Like you said, I've not got the experience, and I thought there would be a bit of negativity around that side of things. But no, I can't fault it. You know, fans have been great, everyone's been great.
I know you've been incredibly busy, and it's a time of the year where a lot of football fans can have a bit of downtime, but it's certainly not the case behind the scenes here at Tamworth. You've got at least three phones going off all the time.
Definitely, yeah, I got 3 phones, so personal and 2 different coaching ones. So it tends to be I'm on one phone and the other one will ring, and it's a little bit manic. Then obviously you've got your emails and everything else like that. People knocking on the door.
We've chatted as well quite late at night on Messenger, on social media, so it's been, 10 o'clock at night, so no let up really. No,
and Andrew's probably the worst for it. He tends to like calling me at 11:15 of an evening. And then I've got, obviously you get people that, you know, and you appreciate people are up early for work, so, you know, people are messaging and wanting to find information early on. Some people work later on, they want to know information a bit later on. So, you know, more than happy to, you know, to liaise with people as and when. Just don't be offended if I don't message back straight away.
Absolutely. So, in terms of moving the club forward then, other than the Standard Chartered, which you've already mentioned, which other ways do you intend to move Tamworth FC forward over the next few seasons?
So I think, first and foremost, first team wise, you know, I think you look at the signings that we've made, you know, some massive statement, you know, some fantastic players with bags of ability, bags of experience, and like I said, we all want the same thing. We want the first team to succeed. You know, we want to be back to, you know, the higher levels where we should be playing really. Tom's obviously come in to mentor Andrew and Gary. Again, wealth of experience, you know, to go along with the enthusiasm from the lads that took over at the end of the season, you know, and we saw obviously the pros of that. Again, growth. So this year we've got a ladies team. I know there was a Tamworth Ladies a few years back that wasn't associated with the club. I don't think the club was probably ready for it at that moment in time, but we've actually got the trials tonight, so it'll be interesting to see how many we get for that. Going to have 6 girls teams as well, so this time next year, going into 2020/2021, we'll look to have a full girls academy from 7s all the way through, and potentially a girls scholarship program as well.
So that's mirroring the boys then?
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, just exactly. So like we said, just modernising the club. First team is obviously massively important, you know, but like I said, the girls game is growing, you know, massively in this country, so and across the world. So yeah. So
Rich, this is a question that's personal to you now, just to wrap up really. What would you consider success personally within your role?
For me, it's a difficult one. Obviously I want experience, but at the same time I want the club to do well. I'm not someone that wants to take credit. You know, I'm more than happy to, you know, take a back seat. I'm quite laid back with that. You know, so for me, the success of the first team, success of the academy, everything else, you know, that would be, you know, a success for me.
Okay, good answer. Thank you very much for your time this evening.
Thank you.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
No, thank you.
It's been great to get to know a little bit of background as well about you as well, because like a lot of people that see you around the club don't really know you.
No.
And these interviews are brilliant for breaking down some of those barriers. So again, thank you for your time.
No, thank you very much.
Viewers, don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel so you get all of the latest content from Lambs Media, and it will be a bumper season coming up. Thank you.